It's a lot that goes into me. That's why I do this faithfully. I'm on my grind, I don't have time, no, for things that do not involve me. No, I see the picture, it's getting bigger. That's why you don't see me around. I see the vision, I make it plain, then run it up straight from the ground. I don't compete, no, what do you mean? That's why I'm one of a kind. It's destiny, it's just for me. Now watch me reach the sky. Don't got time for games. Sitting on top of the world.
What's up? 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 It's Any and Everything podcast by two kings. I am King DJ.
And I am King Perez.
Y'all see we on our new shit. Motherfucker got mics and shit. I keep telling y'all, man. Shit change every time y'all tap in, man. Y'all better keep on tapping in. Eventually, we gonna be doing this shit on the moon or some shit. You better start keep fucking with us, dog. But we back in this thing, man. And y'all already see we got somebody on the platform again. So we about to have a hell of a dialogue. This rocker to drop it. It's not just another normal rocker to drop it. This is her rocker to drop it. Who is her? The songwriter, the singer. You got background dancers.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, we about to have a dog ass conversation, man. This Taylee, and that rocket to drop it for y'all was sitting on top of the world. So make sure y'all tap in on Facebook. Make sure y'all hit them views, them posts, and make sure y'all vote on that. Hit them subscribes, and make sure y'all run that shit up for her, right? Right. P, how you feeling on that?
Oh, I like it, man. It's definitely the R&B vibe. Like I think I said like a while ago, R&B is trying to basically come back. You know what I'm saying? It's like rap took over on a big platform, and like it seemed like R&B got pushed back to the side. But there's a lot of artists now that's bringing that like soul back to it, that flavor back to it. And I'm cool with it. I love it.
I bet. I fucks with it too, man. My dialogue, what I got to say, man, I fucks with it. I got a couple questions for it though.
All right, go ahead.
But before I ask you, well, I guess this is one of the questions. Cause yes, I will rock it. I rock it. It's very sensual. It's very like it speaks some shit. So, what was your mindset? Did you write this?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what was your
write all my
mindset when you
music.
was writing?
My mindset basically was just like overcoming everything that I went through
Mhm.
and just like prospering and just like I just seen myself on top of the world. I always envisioned myself on top of the world and my highest self, and that's what get me through. So that's why I wrote this song.
Yeah. So let's get into this conversation, man. I ain't gonna throw that into there. Make sure y'all vote on that. Hit them views, hit them posts, and do y'all due diligence, right? So we here with Taylee, and we like to start off guys getting into who is Taylee and the support system behind what you had coming up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been writing your own music? How long you been singing? How long you knowing you had this art?
So I'm gonna start where I first started. So I started when I was 7 in church. I started in church.
It always started.
Yeah, my grandfather, he's a pastor, so he was like, he made me and my sister the praise singers, and we was just doing that till we was like 17.
So y'all ain't had no choice.
I mean,
Ready
we
to
did
Joe
have a.
Jackson.
He was like, "Y'all want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to do this."
But it seems like the best singers come from church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they got that push,
That foundation.
yeah, that foundation.
For sure. So after that, I started writing my music officially after I had went and auditioned for The Voice, and I was 16. So when I was 16, that's when I started.
You started singing professionally
At 16, yes, and writing my own music.
And your support system. You from Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, so we know that this is a Michigan based, platform. So we are Michigan based, and you are from Michigan, right?
Yes.
So your dad in the NBA?
He was.
Was in the NBA, right? Vashawn Leonard.
Yes.
Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. So you have a background of your support system is already fired. You doing your thing with that because of,
Yeah.
So how do you feel like standing out, like not being a celebrity kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, how people say that celebrity kid shit and being entitled, feeling entitled or something like that. I don't get that from you.
I'm very humble.
Yeah. So
Very.
how did you stay away from that road?
From like being entitled?
Yeah, feeling entitled. Like feeling like I'm on top of the world because I already got this, but no, you grounded, you rooted.
Yeah.
Where did that come
from? I can honestly say my parents raised me really well. They raised us to be humble, and me grinding is basically because it's like it wasn't always glamour, glitz and glamour. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to grind and put in my own work because I'm like, I can't be living in my dad's shadows or my mom's. So I just wanted to be my own person, and that's what I branched out to be. So.
Your sister sing as well, right?
Yes.
Does she sing professionally too?
No. She's like, I'm going to sing when you make it. I'm like, girl.
Then it's going to be too late. Don't catch on to the wave then,
like,
baby. You better catch on now.
But she do have a wonderful voice.
She do. So
yeah.
Do you like try to talk her into
I do.
pulling her out?
I do, but it was like so many times I done tried to tell her. I'm like, girl, I ain't going to tell you no more. But eventually she going to catch on.
So what got you comfortable with like singing? Like, did anybody have to pull you out of singing, or was it just the church that said, "Hey, this is my comfort zone"? So I was already doing it, so it's like
I was already doing it. It was already. It just came natural, like for real.
So singing for the voice at 16, how did you able to capture that?
I was able to capture it.
How did you get into that? Going from singing in church and then like, what's the in between? Like going straight from church to now I'm on a voice, and then it's big time. Like going from
So when I started in church, I always knew that I wasn't just gonna be singing in church. I always knew I wanted to be an R&B singer, R&B, soul, hip hop, all of that, because I'm very versatile.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, that's how.
So you just really, it just once you got to the voice, or even before you got to the voice, you done already picked your lane and you was just striving in that.
For sure.
That's powerful.
Like even when I was at church, I was writing R&B songs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
No stage fright.
No. No. Like probably my first time performing, like it was stage fright, but it eventually faded away.
Your comfortability. I
yeah.
Very humble, very prosperous. So let's get into some questions, right? Okay. How do you describe your view of your music? Like what's your style of music? R&B going through?
My style is R&B, soul, and hip hop. I can do all.
Okay.
I can do it all. I like to touch people, for sure, though.
No. You're an R&B singer. Are you singing for love, or are you singing for the empowerment of women? You know what I'm saying?
I'm singing really for everybody. It's not even just for women. It's not categorized at all. It's just to touch whoever I'm supposed to touch.
I got a question I always want to ask artists, because everybody always act like they write their own music. Have you ever wrote for somebody else though?
No.
Or you ain't never tried? Have you tried to write for somebody else?
No.
Why not? When made you do that?
Eventually, when the time comes. But I just been writing my own music. So.
That's how you supposed to bring your sister out. You supposed to write something for her, drag her in the studio one day.
Yeah. I have brought her in the studio one day, and she was like, I don't want to do this. So I'm like, okay. All right, girl.
She bullshitting. She played around. And then what, that turned y'all into writing movies?
No, that's him. That's not me. Yeah, that's his
thing. Eventually, shout him out because we ain't got him on camera right now. Shout him out real quick.
Oh yeah, this is Dontrell, my boyfriend. Say hey, Dontrell.
Shut it down, big uncle out. I thought he was your bodyguard.
That's what everybody be thinking. He my bodyguard.
Hey, he say I got bad protection anyway.
He said I'm here for what?
So R&B, you singing. You said you got your new EP coming up. Let's talk about that.
So my new EP is called Supernatural. It has 6 songs, and it'll be out mid-February.
Okay. So you getting your new EP. I'm sure you done wrote all your songs.
Yes.
Videos?
Yes. Visuals be coming out in the summertime.
Okay.
Yes.
To every song?
To every song. Every single one of them. So it's going to be dropping. It's going to be like a movie.
Oh, Oh, so it's a congruent thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It tells a story, so I like to tell stories when I write.
So performing, like I said, I seen you perform. I seen your art. You get out there, you move, you groove.
Yes.
You got background dancers.
Yes.
That's fire, because there's not a lot of people that do that. What made you say, all right, let's get into this and I actually want to dance instead of just being a performer?
Because I've been
Or a
dancing.
singer.
So my mom, she always put us in dance classes since I was 5. So it's just always been my passion to dance. So that's what got me into it. I'm like, I want to dance. I can't just be standing on stage just singing. Like, I got to be moving. I got to.
Because a lot of people now coming up, and even in Michigan, they're just singing.
Yeah.
You know, it's no versatile. You're not showing your level of versatility.
Yeah.
If I want to sing, we can go and get down the street just to sing.
For sure.
You know, you got to be able to step out and move and groove and be able to bring people to you. So your first performance in R&B, you say you was nervous and then that was it.
Yeah.
Right? Did you have your background singers?
No.
I mean, dancers.
No, not my first performance.
So how did you engage into your crowd?
Into my crowd?
Yeah. Your first performance, do you remember?
I do remember. I would just interact with them a little bit, and pop my shit for real.
You probably heard shit.
Yeah.
Your shit did. So bringing it to now. Your comfortability. What's getting you into performing? How are you performing and engaging with your crowd now?
Now it's like, I like to say it's different levels to it. Like, this level is like, I'm ready level. So
I done already perfected my craft.
Yeah, I practiced, performed, I did all of that. So it's like, now it's like I'm ready. So now engaging is a little bit different because now I am dancing and I am interacting way more than what I was. So yeah.
Have you ever had a performance where people didn't receive you?
Not so received. I had some performances where people was just like quiet, like hard crowd sometimes, but that's when I had to like interact and like hype them up. So
that's Detroit, period.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes they give you a hard crowd, and I'd be like, damn, hello.
No, it's hard to crack Detroit. You gotta really be in there. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. We just so hard to.
Yeah.
Why do y'all feel like it's like that?
I don't know, man. I think it's just us. Over the years, we done became so like we just gotta be hard all the time. Like I told you, plenty of times I'll be like, I go to different cities and the vibe be different. You know what I'm saying? It's like here you really gotta put the work in.
You do, and I noticed that.
You really gotta put the work in.
Have you performed anywhere outside of the D?
Have I?
Outside of Michigan?
No, I haven't. Not outside of Michigan.
So you home based right now. Do you plan on?
Yes, I do. I plan on doing tours and selling out
Especially
shows.
This next EP, we definitely got to get that going.
Yeah. It's coming.
So what are you gauging towards? Like, what do you say? How do you like? Okay, I know I'm about to go for this. I got this beat. I'm putting these lyrics to it, or do I have these lyrics and I'm putting this beat to it?
So basically, I work with a producer. And when I work with a producer, we like basically sit down, and I'm like, I tell him what I want. I have to like literally tell him because every time I go to the studio, I already have a game plan and knowing what I want to do. So that's what we do. He play the beat, and we start from scratch. And that's how I go for real. Start from scratch, and then I get into the vibe, and then I start writing. But it's basically all comes from my life experiences, and people really like fuck with it.
So is it? You got a song very sensual. What is it, Blue Moon? You got a few songs that's very seductive, very sensual, and it's pulling. I don't necessarily want to say you have a song that's dissing men, but you really like gearing towards like how can I say it? Like it's very sexual, it's very seductive, it's very salacious, but it's tamed. It ain't no thought rat. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So how, because of this new thought music, how you separating yourself from it?
Just being myself, for real. And I'm not even like trying to like downplay nobody, but to get in my zone, I don't listen to a lot of music. I listen to myself, and I'm perfecting my craft and doing what I'm supposed to be doing instead of listening to everybody else.
Yeah.
Because when I turn on the radio, I'll be like, I can't listen to
Swear
it
to God,
sometimes. I just can't.
these mainstream.
I think you write the best music when you don't listen to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you find your own vibe. You don't want to really piggyback off anybody, or you know what I'm saying, follow a trend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just want to go with your natural vibe. And I think people just like real shit.
Yeah.
They dig the natural vibe instead of somebody. Well, if you know, this is what we call the shit for now. Everybody's riding that train trying to make music sound the same, because it's a lot of rappers. Like if you listen to a lot of rappers nowadays, like Lil Baby, Dirk and all them. It seems like it's all Broadway. It seems like it's all the same sound.
Yeah.
Same cadence.
Yeah, nobody's different.
You definitely got a different cadence. Yo.
It's like, when you make music and you separate yourself from everybody else, you give them your real vibe, your real flavor.
Sure.
And it's all about what you feel at that moment.
For sure.
So your next EP, you said it's going to be like a movie-ish theme.
Yes.
What is it going to be about?
So it's basically about me, like, just about who I am coming out. Because my last EP was more about just me being in love and, being sexy and all of that. But this one
Being
is
on top of the world.
Yeah, this one is like my future, what I envision myself, who I am now today, and who I'm going to be.
Okay. So what are your expectations on who you want to be? Because it sounds like you saying, I'm using this next EP to manifest what I want, to step up. I'm showing y'all who I am in the same process of manifesting what I want.
Yeah, and that's to be one of the biggest stars in the world.
I like that. I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing. I grew up in church singing.
Yeah.
Man, what? He ain't gonna see. You see how he put his head down? He ain't gonna admit it. I grew up in church singing. My granddaddy, just like you, my granddaddy made me sing.
Okay.
So I thought I was gonna be something. Nope.
You are something.
I'm a podcaster. I ain't no singer. I'm a podcaster.
I know. Your voice is
Trash.
But for the post office, for no church choir.
I did. I sung for the post office choir and I sung for the church choir. I led the youth choir at St. Paul Baptist Church.
Okay, that's good.
Am I lying? Thank you.
There
it is.
your voice is all trouble.
Now it is. But anyways, so I like to ask this question on the show. Going back to your 18-year-old self, having a dialogue from who you are now to back then, what would you encourage? What are you saying? What's your dialogue? What are you giving to her?
What I'm going to give to her is it's okay to continue to reinvent yourself. And cause at 18, I knew I was always going to keep going. So I wouldn't say that. But it was just it's okay to reinvent yourself. And to know that even though you get a no, it's going to be a yes.
That no ain't nothing but a closed door with a crack on it.
For sure.
It's getting ready to open in a minute.
For sure.
They always say it ain't nothing but fear itself.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too.
So what are you conveying to these 18-year-old, the youth women of this generation? The youth women. They think they grown now. So the youth women of this generation.
Basically, I'm encouraging. I can only be who I am to make sure that I'm an example. So, just to be you and to make sure that, not to be a part of the crowd. And it's okay to stand out because I'm always standing out for sure. It's like, because, Detroit real clicked up. So it's okay if you stand out. And just know that.
Yes. So how you die? Like, because I understand you by yourself and you not clicked up and you are, doing your thing. How are you diving in your music game? How are you getting around? How are you networking? How are you connecting?
Usually, I want to say this, but it's like, it was like a point in my career where I was like fighting just to be where I wanted to be and being kind of impatient. And then it came to a point where it was like, God was just like, calm down. It's going to come to you. And everything just started coming to me once I just like slowed down. So, I can just honestly say it's honestly being at the right place at the right time for sure. Because that's how everything has been rolling.
So at shows while you performing, when you performing, do you network with other artists there?
I usually do. I get their Instagram and we, chat it up.
That's a fact. That's a fact. How you? I'm sure your voice. I'm sure people that came and network with you. So when you bringing people into your community, how are you knowing like, all right, they here to stay? I'm gonna work with them. They work ethic, or is it you being patient on the end? Like I can get something out of this long term.
It has been a few people where it's like, okay, I do feel like this will be long term, and that happened by them just like being there and showing me that they was like, okay, I'm not just here just for the money, because people is real money hungry, and I'm like, well, when I get it, you gonna get it, and that's when I know that you rolling with me for sure.
Yeah, that's what that's down to like the test for motherfuckers nowadays.
Yeah, it's a test, and it's quite a few. It's not a lot, but it's a few of them.
You know, everybody want to be like a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Next day, it'd be like, where my money at?
For sure.
Dude, like, slow down.
When they believe in the talent, it's like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you gotta roll with it. You gotta look at everything. Don't happen at once.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell people when you see people at a certain spot in life. You know what I'm saying? Don't just look at them being in that certain spot in life. Kind of backtrack and just think about what they had to go through just to get there.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to really hear the story about what you had to go through to get there. They want to, they want the story from now. But it's a lot of hardship. It's a lot of, back seats and shit, closed doors. You know what I'm saying? But you got to overcome all that shit. Yeah. And that's what makes that person great, because they overcame everything, every obstacle they had to endure to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that story behind it, that's when you find a true person.
Yeah.
So what was your biggest obstacle overcoming in your music career? Being an indie artist.
My biggest obstacle overcoming will probably be at first doing it on my own. That was one of the biggest obstacles for me, because I'm like, everybody got somebody but me, but I'm like, I know I can do it. So I did it, and I overcame it, and that's when I started getting my people.
So it just pretty much just always came easy for you, huh?
After
being patient.
It
seems like once you shook that rush fear, that rush spirit, it was like being patient was the main key.
Yeah, patience.
That's a fact.
Patience and knowing that my time was gonna come.
What they say, patience is a virtue.
Yeah, it is.
Patience is a virtue.
It is.
So can you share some meaningful experience that shaped your journey throughout your R&B career?
Some meaningful experiences.
Yeah. What shaped you? What molded you into being who you are right now?
I would have to say what shaped me to being who I am right now would just be losing it all.
What you lost?
Like,
Let's stop in.
So it was like, I lived I had an amazing life, but it was like, at one point, like my parents ended up getting a divorce, and I had to like branch out on my own. So, that was one of the meaningful, like, what shaped me to be who I am was my parents getting a divorce, and I had to become my own person and become an adult. Yeah, that wasn't easy. So,
motherfuckers always we skip that. And we skip that. Motherfuckers always forget that a 2-parent household going from a 2-parent to a 1-parent makes it different.
It do. It makes it totally different.
And then that's where it comes into, like you said, don't be afraid to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, and that's when I did have to reinvent myself for sure.
Yeah, that's the fact.
But like in your music, when I'm the type of person that always dissect music, because I love just music. I've been doing it for years. And like in your music, I can hear growth. I can hear, pain, joy. Everything that makes that I say algorithm jumps, and that makes people listen. So it's like when I listen to it, I get that feeling. Some music has feeling. Some music doesn't have feeling at all.
True.
Some stuff you just listen to, just to listen to. But it's like that vibe. You kind of ride the wave with certain music. You can relate to it and you can feel that vibe. And like, you know, basically listen to your music, I can feel that vibe, kind of like the Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, you know,
soul type music.
You know, soul type music that, you know, really, what they used to say, feed your heart.
Yes.
You know, that soulful music that you can really get into and relate to. So it's to me, it's like, you know, bringing back something that we've been missing for a while.
Yeah.
And getting back to kind of like the basics and drawing away from all the kind of like negativity and the, you know, the rah-rah that, you know, that's out today, and just going back to chill mode.
For sure.
So who influenced your music career?
Who influenced my music career? My grandfather, for sure.
That's a fact.
My grandfather. He definitely pushed me hard.
Did he granddad ain't never say, like, all right, like, I really just want you to do gospel. Like, I'm
No.
in church.
He was an R&B guy.
Oh,
He used
swear.
to write songs, actually, yeah.
That's dope.
He wrote
dope.
one of the songs
Apple
called
don't fall
Honey
too far
Pie.
from the tree.
Huh, yeah.
What's that? He wrote what?
A song called Honey Pie.
Sing it.
Honey Pie. I
Honey
can't
pie,
really.
sugar bun,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
You know that I love you.
No, it wasn't even Baker.
I was about to say. I was about to say. Don't get me to going. Hey, you seen I knew the lyrics too. I thought I was the shit, boy. If you would have said yeah, I was gonna keep on going. I was gonna alter my voice and really start singing. But what was it? Go ahead.
But yeah, it was a song by Anita Baker. He wrote one of them. But he was always like, I want you to. He would write me hooks and like. He was the one who was like, okay, you're gonna write songs and you're gonna do all of this. I'm like, okay, granddad.
Granddaddy ever gave you a hook?
He did give me hooks. I didn't use them yet. I'm gonna use it in the future.
I was about to say, hey, that'll be a tribute to Pay right there. That'll be done something fire. Hey, that done came first. Before it even came out. You know, we already spoke on it on this show. So when it come out, it came out first on this show. It's like no. So we already talked about, you know, big dog over there.
Yes.
You know. So I can't ask you what's your relationship status because we know it ain't single.
Oh, man, yeah.
He walked in like these. I'm like, oh, that's bodyguard. He's like, no, nigga, I'm her man. I said, oh, my bad. So prior to getting to him, because we don't want to make it seem like, because you don't diss men at all.
No, never.
What is your stature of men where you find appealing?
Stature of men where I find appealing. I really love masculinity, and I love that. It's what I see in men sometimes, what they don't see in themselves, and it's just like sometimes it be like,
oh, like a broke nigga.
no, like men are great. They're great. They're like, we come from men. Like they're great.
That's a fact. Go ahead.
They're great. So I just feel like I love in a man and a good man when he love God.
God-fearing man.
Yeah.
God-fearing man.
That's what make a man to me.
So what if is it he love God or is he love religion in God?
God, Jesus, all of that, religion, all of that.
So he can stand out and show you affection and show you love, and you receiving that.
Yes.
Trauma, he's showing you trauma, and you able to receive that.
He showed me trauma.
Yeah, because us as men, we go through trauma. We
for
trauma.
sure.
We deal with trauma ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, in a masculine man, we had a conversation, me and Dog. He feel like men shouldn't cry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like masculine men should cry. You know, we got sweat glands, we got eye glands. You feel me? So it should come out outside of pissing. Come out the motherfucker eyes and let her cry. You know what I'm saying? And he feel like, men should cry. He feel, like, that type of shit, tough guy shit, like always in survival mode. So are you saying, or are you feeling like an alpha man, or do you feel like an alpha man is a survival mode man, or a man that can still lead his own, but show emotions while he's doing it?
The second one, for sure.
I like that.
For sure.
I told you.
For sure.
I I was just about to say, let's elaborate on it. No, that was me. That was me. He didn't say that. Let's elaborate on it. Let's elaborate on it.
Um, I feel like when a man shows emotion and when a man leads, I feel like it's what makes a man to me, honestly. Because I don't want to see no man that's got no emotion, no affection, no heart, and can't lead.
Right. So what's leading to you?
Leading to me is basically,
Let's talk that shit.
Leading to me is like being a man of the household, and not being for self. When you're not for self, then it's just like, okay, you feel and you have empathy for others. Just not being selfish at all, and keeping God first too. So yeah.
Because I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
He's a widow. Would you consider? I guess his wife passed away. So might not be a widow. Forgive me if I'm using the wrong terminology.
A widower.
Yeah, he said it too. So I feel like, as a man, I'm really just supposed to protect them 4 doors that you live in.
Yeah.
I tell my wife this all the time. I say, man, as a man, I'm supposed to protect the 4 doors that you live in, and you're supposed to protect, and she's supposed to nurture everything and growth and cultivate everything inside of that house.
Mm-hmm.
How are you cultivating, or that's basically like, what are you bringing to the table to be able to cultivate?
What do I bring to the table to be able to cultivate?
I don't want to hear you say, I'm the table.
No, I ain't gonna say that. That's in one of my songs.
Oh, you wrote a song called I'm the Table?
It's in one of my songs.
See?
What am I bringing to the table? Honestly, I'm bringing, I do all of that, all of the woman role, all of that. But I don't just do the nurturing and the parent. I don't just do that. I make sure that I am a boss as well, and I can do my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, don't stop there. Don't stop there because
when I say certain things as far as it goes to women, because everybody think I'm so hard on women, but it's only certain characteristics that I look at, and I always tell people like this, as far as men being like emotional and shit like that, that depends on the woman that he's with. You know what I'm saying? That barrier wall can only come down for certain women, because a man has so many things he has to go through in life to get to the point where he's at, And a lot of women don't understand because they're not men, just like men are not women, So you got to look at it, from a man's point of view. First of all, when I wake up in the morning, I'm a nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I go to my job, I'm a nigga. When I go to the corner store, I'm a nigga. When police see me, I'm a nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you work in a job and you just trying to make 9 to 5, it's like, in your kids' eyes, you're trying to provide, but are you really providing to,
Right.
their standards? So it's a lot of things you got to go through. But, the woman you with, that brings about calm, and that brings about peace. And, you know what I'm saying? It always takes a good woman to calm the beast. Because we always in beast mode every day. When we step out the house,
I was just about to
we
say
wake
that.
up, we in beast mode. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you want an analogy, Beauty and the Beast. You know what I'm saying? He's always the beast, but who brings him down from that beast mode?
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that woman is for.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times when people ask women what they bring to the table, it's like they don't know what to say, but if you come after the storm and, you know what I'm saying, you can bring the beast down and balance your whole, you know what I'm saying, family and make everything, easier. Because the world itself, when you go out there, it's hard to tell. So when you come home, you make home life easy, balanced, comfortable. That's bringing everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of things out in the world. I'm not a worldly woman, so that's why I do attract men a lot because I'm not worldly, and I'm not worldly. So when he goes out in the world and come back home, I'm to make sure that he is in a safe place and all that.
Because I was just about to ask, so how are you making that place safe?
I'm gonna make it safe just by being at peace. I'm at peace all the time.
You're at peace with yourself.
Yeah, and staying focused. And when I'm focused, that's when I'm always at peace. So, stay focused and always reminding him and myself and my baby, my dog. I ain't got no kids, my dog. That like everything's gonna be good. Like,
So I want to backtrack, but it's really still in here where we at. But it also has something to do with you performing, right? So when you done performing, how are you balancing your music life with your personal life?
how do I balance? It's just balancing. That's a good question.
That's important, cause we go like he said, we go day to day being as men niggas. You know what I'm saying? Having to deal with so much shit, and as a woman being a female, you know, having to deal with so much shit on a day to day basis, and then just being able to go home. And how do you digress? How do you say, okay, I still gotta be me?
So I do that by, I'm always gonna be me, even like when I am making my music, because that's like how I put my music out there is through making my experiences. But I do have a schedule where I be like, okay, I'm gonna put this to the side for this. I'm gonna spend this amount of time on my music. I'm spending this amount of time with my family, and it all works out.
So it's a balance for you.
Yeah, it all works out. It's when it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I hear so much patience and virtue in your voice, where it's just so calming and soothing.
Yeah.
How did you get it that way? Because like you said, you dealt with the trauma.
Yes.
You know, you had to go into the. How? I'll let you answer.
Honestly, it goes all the way back from being in church, and but I can honestly say that I do pray a lot too. I do pray. I stay in prayer. When I stay in prayer, everything, it's crazy because I see things before it happens. So I'm never like, okay,
that's so
shocked
Raven.
or amazed at what's happening next or frightened. So I kind of know the story that's gonna be told already.
So you already wrote your story.
I didn't write my story.
Or the story is already wrote.
It's already written.
But you done already seen it.
I seen
that's
it already.
Prosperous.
I seen
that's prosperous. That's prosperous. And you it's so much. I don't want to say church. Cause I don't like the word. I hate religion. But I love God. Okay. You know what I'm saying? God without God is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So dealing this world that we deal in, and being a woman, a female, a queen, you know, how are you still able to deliver what you got to say without being influenced by anything else that you see, R&B style, R&B wise, or music wise?
Cause when I see, I just see. I don't. So I take it in. I'm very how can I say this? I'm very observant, but just because I see it doesn't mean that I'm going to do the same things. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't following those trends.
I'm not. I'm a person of my own. Yeah, and I don't follow the trends. That's why that's how I go back to. I'm not clicked up. None of that. It's me.
You making the wave.
Yeah, it's me.
I think when it comes down to it, it's just being true to yourself and true to your nature.
Yeah.
Who you are, and rolling with that. I mean, in life, you gotta look at it. It's people that's not gonna like us. It's people that's not gonna like certain things. I mean, but should I adjust myself for them, or should I just be myself? Right. I mean, the people that love me, they'll love me for being myself.
For sure.
And they'll love my craft for being what it is, than me, arranging things just to fit people. Because you gotta look at, your happiness and your calm. Where do your happiness and calm come from if you, diverting your energy to everybody else and not yourself?
Right. I totally agree.
So let's tie my community in with your community, and your community in with our community. What are you conveying to bridge that gap?
What am I conveying?
What are you saying to them to bridge that gap?
To bridge the gap?
Yeah, to bring us closer.
To bring us closer.
What we need to hear.
What you need to hear. Honestly, I ain't being biased, but sometimes you gotta like not. I don't smoke and I don't drink, and that's when I'm my full self, my full potential. Huh? What he say?
Yeah, I wish you would have said that.
Yeah, I don't.
We wouldn't have did.
No, it's all good, but that brings out the person that I'm supposed to be when I don't do those things, and I feel like sometimes when people like, I'm not saying all people, but it's like not smoking and not drinking, kind of like it brings out the best of you.
The best.
Yeah. It bring out the best of me.
Have you ever smoked?
I have. Okay. I have before, and I don't anymore.
So I say this. He don't smoke. You see what he smokes? He smokes squares. I don't know. He got trauma. He dealt with a lot of trauma. Yeah. Only white women and old men smoke squares. I was like, yo, he one of the men that smoke squares out in the cold. It'd be cold, and he'd be out there pumping that shit like this. I was like, bro, it ain't that serious, dog. We got hot box the car and such shit, but I don't know. I say, you know basketball. Kevin Durant said he got a weed company. How big weed is right now.
Okay.
I feel like it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah, I heard that a lot too.
Because the medical weed, I wouldn't say drink, because that's definitely gonna kill your body. You know, kill your organs, all of that type of shit.
For sure.
And I know, like I said, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah.
But with the weed per se, I feel like you can still operate at a high function and smoke weed or utilize weed, because the burning of the process of weed, no, we shouldn't do. But consuming weed on edibles, yeah, you could be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Because God said He yielded the plants and the fruit and the vegetation for us to eat.
Okay.
This nigga didn't.
I mean, that's why I say no. We shouldn't smoke it. We shouldn't burn it. Why? Because once you put the fire to it, you taking away its full potential. Mm-hmm. You know, so us smoking weed is damaging to us. But consuming weed, yeah. And then you got the indica weed outside of the chemical weed.
Coming
like
from a real smoker.
Like I guess I am promoting weed to the 18 to the youth.
It seems like you trying to
I'm an advocate.
What you trying to get?
No, I'm not. I'm an advocate for weed, because weed also heals. Okay. So if you utilize on weed the right way, yeah, it can help you with your craft. Shit, you got motherfuckers. Shit, you got people all around us that can't write music unless they high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, no, you shouldn't put the flame to the weed, but
over consuming, not over consuming.
Yeah, that's when it becomes addiction.
Yeah.
I just like to be able to think. I can't think when I smoke no weed.
I feel like that's a mind thing, though.
I smoked weed before, and
like that's mind over matter.
Damn, where I'm going?
It don't mix. It be like, what the fuck?
I got a 6:00 appointment. Shit, I ain't going.
Always protect yourself. By all means, protect yourself. If you are one of those people who get high and can't, you know what I'm saying, and hallucinate.
I eat all the kids' cereal. And
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
3 stack of bologna sandwiches.
But I feel like that shit is like mind over matter, bro. You gotta be able to control your mind.
Drink a 2 liter of Coke.
So how did you get to that point where, okay, I'm gonna stop smoking weed and just focus on this?
I went through a point in my time.
First of all, how did you start smoking weed, church girl?
Oh my God, don't do that.
I'm telling everything. Nah, where grandpa at? Give me his phone number.
You know, when you 16 and you want to try something, I tried it and I didn't like it.
Oh, no.
But I knew where I didn't want to was when I did have it start like, messing with my mental a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is not for me. And God literally said, in order to go to your next position, you're gonna be in such high position, you gotta get rid of it. So it made me a whole new person.
And it clears your mind.
It cleared my mind. It did all of that for me. My spirit, my mind, my body, all of that.
That's a fact, man. I always say mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
Mind, body, soul.
For sure.
If you think it, then you interact it in your body, then it becomes a part of your soul.
Yeah.
And then you only elevate from there. Nipsey Hussle said it, like, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Like,
for sure.
It's yours. This shit is yours to possess. And you got to understand what you want, how you want it, and the road that you want to take for it. God will provide everything else.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is show him that you putting your work in.
For sure.
Show him you putting your work in. Once you hit that wall, that's being impatient, we gotta force some shit. You hit that wall, you be trying to push that bitch down. God say, no, I can knock it down, but as long as you continue to push it, all right, go ahead. Let me see what you can do. Be patient, stop. Let me knock it down for you, because all I got to do is, you know what I'm saying? The whole time. So I see that style of patience in you, and I definitely see that style of virtue in you, and prevalence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you want.
I do.
You know what you're going for, and you already know that it's at hand. Because I like to use the term, time is a curse. That shit not really real. You know what I'm saying? We can see, like you say, you see the shit that already happened. Yeah, it's already done. You just got to go and get it. Yeah, it's already done. Time is there. It's done. So bring that to right now, and you captured it. But until then, we have to stay and keep on moving in progression to be able to get what we want. So I definitely feel that. And I definitely enjoyed this conversation. We like to get into what we call the fuck you for the week, where my dog P, King P, fucking on somebody, and they get it hard, they get it strong, so P, who you fucking on this week?
Nikki Haley. And Nikki Haley is the governor of, I think it's South Carolina.
Yes, man, keep fucking on the system, dog.
I hate to be political all the time, but
no, you don't.
No, I probably don't. But I look at this shit and I dissect it because I feel like we as blacks always get the short end when it comes to politics, and I feel that's because we don't understand it and we don't research it like a lot of cultures do. And if you know anything about Nikki Haley, she basically made the quote or said the quote that America has never been a racist country. And that struck a nerve with me because, for the simple fact, America has been racist for a very long time.
Since the consumption.
Even till to this day. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the world, what's going on, you got to be blind to think that America is not racist. And I don't know for sure. I can't say 100% positive, but she's Indian descent. But on applications and everything, they ask her race, and she puts white, and she can pass for a white woman. You know what I'm saying? Even though her family background is Indian. But my thing is, when do she feel that America never been racist, and the things she had to go through growing up in an Indian background family, plus, for you to feel comfortable enough to put white on applications instead of other. You know what I'm saying? That salutes right now. You feel that, okay, by me putting white on my application, I can get ahead. I can move ahead. Rather than putting your heritage on there. So it's like, when these politicians steps up and they never want to talk about race, then they want to talk about, basically whitewashing everything that happened in history, because they feel like we should put out books and texts, and, propaganda that downplay what happened in America. That's fucked up on every level. And we as voters, when we get these politicians and we vote them into office, that's the things we got to look at. Are they downplaying really what happened in history? Are they willing to talk about it? Are they on the stance that, racism still exists in America? And how far are they willing to take it? And what are they doing to combat it? Because I hear a lot of politicians just basically whitewash it and be like, it is no racism. And I'm not for either side, and I want equality for all. You can't call for equality for all when basically it's one group that's getting oppressed all the time and nobody's bringing it to the light. It's like a curse. Everybody's scared to talk about it. But want to talk about things that they want to do to make this country, a great country, or bring it to a certain point where everybody is on the same level. You can't do that once, when certain race is still oppressed and, certain bigotries are still out. You can't say that, we're going to make this country great because we still oppressed. When people are oppressed, they can't feel at their greatest. They don't feel, they don't,
They in survival mode.
right. Always in survival mode. So, until we get these people that's talking the right language and, breaking it down and, bringing it down to earth, these are not the right people that we should be putting in place. And when you look at, like California and all them states that's trying to ban different books and shit that, basically bring about a different narrative than what it really was, that's bullshit. So, when you get people like, Nikki and all these other politicians, they just basically, trying to throw the wool over your eyes and shit. It's never going to be, America is never going to be great until we handle the problems that we have at home.
That's a fact. You want to tap into that? You want to add on, subtract? How you feel about it? Make your state.
I definitely feel like racism is still a part of this country. I do. So that was a statement that I don't agree, and fuck Nikki for that. So, yeah.
She getting fucked on a long way. She getting fucked on a long way. I'm going to say this. Man, America was built on race. America was birthed on race. And white supremacy is the new form of racism. You cannot overlook that. Nikki, utilizing white supremacy and you are Indian descent and utilizing European white supremacy, you are a part of the problem. What's the problem? Oppression. What creates oppression? Racism. Fucked on the long way. The long way. So that'll be the straight fuck you for the week. I definitely coincide with that. So we like to do this yin yang type of thing. He fuck on somebody and I like to motivate you. So he fuck on somebody for the week. I hold you up for the week. So I motivate you for the week. And throughout this dialogue, you kept on saying patience, patience, patience. Me personally, don't have patience. I don't have patience. I feel like I should have patience. But thinking back on my life and how I am and on a day-to-day moving and him saying like, we deal with this on a day-to-day as a man. That's how I move as a man. It's always the next step. I gotta go. When is it patience? You know what I'm saying? So that's patience for everybody. So we need to learn how to create that balance of, I have to, because I feel like the Bible say faith without work is dead. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't putting the work in, I ain't showing myself approved. But it also say patience is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't being patient, so we have to learn how to create that balance.
That's why you gotta listen.
That balance, that's the bridge that I was just going to. And the bridge is listening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that'll be my motivation for the week. Create a balance of listening. Don't just always move. Don't just always be quick to go.
And pray.
Pray.
Pray before you move.
Pray. Get yourself grounded. She say pray. I say pray and meditate.
Meditate is important.
Get yourself together. That is, man, to me, man. Whoo. But go ahead. If you want to tap into that.
Meditation?
No, that holds you up for the week. That holds you up.
Yeah, for sure. Meditate, pray, all of that. Like,
be patient.
Being patient. That's number one. Like, for sure. Because without patience, it's like you just moving. And you don't want to be running around in circles. People run around in circles all the time.
You ain't able to think.
And in order to go to that next generation and to make sure the next generation is good, that's when you got to have that patience. So.
I can motherfucking curse.
Like that old saying, you build it, it will come.
For sure.
It's like when you just said that, it just reminded me of the pyramids. Not the Chinese wall, what they was talking about. But jumping back into that rocket to drop it, that rocket to, damn, this is my baby. I love the rocket to drop it for the week. But what I'm going to end up doing is, I think it's a car. And it's a 6'4". You know how you get in that motherfucker, you hit that motherfucker. It don't start the first time, but you got to be like, you get embarrassed because the motherfucker on the side. You like, hold on. There it go. You turn that music up, you get the ride. This my 6'4". So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss you the keys, and I'm gonna let you ride this thing out, so you can introduce or leave us out with the rocker to drop it for the week.
So the rocket to drop it, that's how you say it.
Yeah. Yep.
The rocket to drop it for the week is On Top of the World, and it's out on all platforms. Check me out. I am Taylee.
So before we slide, I like to keep it here together, never separate. Separate, you get fucked. So keep it together. Peace.
On top of the world, we are not the same. Sitting on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world, top of the world. 'Cause I'm sitting on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world, top of the world. It's a lot that goes into me. That's why I'm giving everything. What you see is what you get. Oh, I do it, no apologies. No. Why you think I go so hard? Always knew I was a star.